Okay, let's dive into this. Because if you're a CEO or an executive leader right now, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You've been feeling this overwhelming, frankly exhausting tidal wave of new AI software hitting the market every single week. So today, we're taking a highly consultative approach to break down true AI ROI. We are going to completely separate the mere toys from the actual, undeniable wealth-generating engines. This entire explainer is dedicated to a strategic breakdown of how to absolutely maximize your operational profit using the exact right systems.
Look, the sheer volume of options out there is totally paralyzing for most leadership teams. I get it, but the source material we are drawing from today is grounded in a truly exhaustive, real-world analysis where over 500 AI tools were actively tested by a venture studio. And this isn't just theory. This studio literally launches new AI companies every month. But don't worry, you are not going to have to look at 500 tools today. Think of this explainer as a ruthless curation of all that data. We are only looking at the software that actually drives operational profit, buys back your time, and builds massive executive leverage.
So here's our executive summary for today's tour. First, we'll cover AI leverage for the CEO. Then, administrative and research tools. Third, visionary and creative platforms. Fourth, automating your operations. And finally, we'll wrap up with the director mindset.
All right, section 1. AI leverage for the CEO. Let's filter out the noise.
As a business owner, every single tool you decide to use has to be judged on one ruthless metric: input versus output. Time, energy, money in versus leverage out. To really set the tone on exactly what we mean by that, consider this incredibly blunt, contrarian quote from our source. ChatGPT is the MySpace of the tech space. It's going to die a slow death. Wow, right? While it was the first to market, our analysis actually ranks it as a C-tier tool for real business leverage when you compare it to more sophisticated systems. Its actual output simply doesn't justify the massive hype. We're not here for the entry-level tools that everyone else is playing around with. We're looking strictly for the true wealth-generating platforms.
Moving right into section 2, administrative and research tools. This is all about upgrading the brain of your company.
Now, what's really interesting about this lineup is that the goal here isn't just about doing things faster. It's about fundamentally upgrading your company's brain for flawless memory and highly accurate decision-making. Notice how perfectly these specific tools map to critical executive functions. Frank AI, for instance, acts as an S-tier financial co-pilot. I mean, imagine having an AI CFO named Jared, who instantly tells you if that expensive new executive hire is actually affordable, right on the spot. That saves you thousands of dollars a month on fractional financial analysis. Then, for massive strategic bets, Grok is just unmatched for deep, truth-seeking macro research. And Granola is basically the secret glue for your Zoom meetings. It takes perfect notes without aggressively announcing its presence or awkwardly asking for recording permissions on the call.
But to truly expand that company brain, you need leverage that interlocks. Notion acts as your long-term AI memory storage, seamlessly feeding context to all your other tools. When you need to learn something incredibly fast, Notebook LM accelerates that process by turning raw data into an instant interactive podcast. It's wild. And if you want to buy back your own time, BuddyPro.ai literally monetizes your brain by copying your exact coaching and decision-making frameworks so your team can access you anytime. Finally, to activate those hidden connections you didn't even know you had, Social Sweep can instantly tell you exactly who in your offline network, say, shoots a podcast in LA, it instantly turns a dormant contact list into actionable business leverage.
Let's shift gears to section 3, visionary and creative platforms. Upgrading the vision engine.
For a CEO, creativity isn't about making pretty pictures. It's about driving brand vision into reality without infinitely expanding your payroll. Look at the stark contrast in ROI here. On the absolute high leverage side sits Claude. Our source utilized its superior memory and coding skills to build an entire venture studio, launch over 15 companies, and personally built 27 custom tools that are driving a $30 billion run rate. It's a game changer. Contrast that undeniable S-tier utility against the reality of Apple Intelligence right now, playfully dubbed Apple Not Intelligent. It sits firmly in the F tier, currently causing deep frustration and offering effectively zero operational ROI for a serious business owner.
Now, sometimes even a tool ranked slightly lower in terms of direct money-making can hold immense strategic value. Take NanoBanana, which is a highly capable image generation tool. While it might sit in the B tier for direct, immediate profit, it solves a massive leadership problem: communicating vision. When you use it to vividly visualize your 5-year business targets, your team can actually see the goal right in front of them. It makes them infinitely more likely to hit that target together.
When it comes to creative output,
This content workflow stack essentially turns one single executive into a full-scale media agency. It all starts with whisper flow. You just speak your unrestricted thoughts out loud, and it listens, automatically editing your errors and formatting perfect text. It easily doubles or triples your output. Then you pair those scripts with Higgsfield.ai to generate stunning video and B-roll without expensive shoots. For complex, automated research tasks, Perplexity's new computer mode simply beats all its competitors right now. And finally, Gamma comes in to turn all that raw data into beautiful slide decks in absolute seconds.
Let's move to section 4 and see how this all builds into automating your operations, upgrading the execution workflow.
This is where we hit the ultimate goal of operations, transitioning AI from just being a smart assistant into an autonomous, executing workforce. We call this the infinite automation loop. Step 1, you, the CEO, use an S-tier tool like Gumloop to map out and design a complex process, say, comprehensive client onboarding, and you do it exactly once. Step 2, the AI flawlessly executes that exact process every single time without you. Gumloop is absolutely celebrated here because it completely removes the CEO from the daily operational grind.
But listen, true automation requires serious enterprise-level security. OpenClaw is an incredibly powerful open-source AI agent platform, sure, but for non-technical business owners, it's a nightmare. It causes massive security vulnerabilities and support issues. On the exact opposite end of the spectrum, we have Apex. This is a secure S-tier wrapper providing full backups and safety. In fact, our source mentions a specific Apex agent they created named KaiBoss. KaiBoss acts as a tireless team member who never sleeps, never complains, and perfectly recalls all your data to identify operational gaps in real time. That is the critical difference between playing around with tech and deploying secure executive infrastructure.
From there, we deploy the frontline agents that directly interface with your revenue. If you sell via direct message, Revio is an S-tier tool to scale those sales entirely through DMs, removing the friction of booking phone calls. Or, if you run a local service, like an HVAC business, Atlas acts as a 24/7 intelligent voice receptionist. It takes inbound calls and qualifies leads while your human team is actually out doing the billable work. And for total technical back-end control without expensive metered pricing, N8N is your go-to open-source solution. These workflows vastly expand your business capacity without you ever needing to hire more frontline staff.
Finally, section 5, the director mindset, synthesizing AI leverage. So here's the thing, having the right tools is only half the equation. You need a macro-level mindset shift to actually win in this space. So the crucial point is adopting the human-on-the-loop mentality. The future of business relies on a strict separation between the director and the doer. You must be the co-creator who designs the operational system, not the person executing the final steps. You have to force yourself to stay in the platform. Let the AI push the final Slack message. Let the AI format and send the last email. You simply oversee the loop. Stop being the doer and truly become the director.
The tools are right here. The capability to seamlessly map your brain, vividly visualize your targets, and infinitely automate your workflows is ready for you to maximize your operational profit today. So I want to leave you with this empowering question to really think about. Which operational loop will you direct next? It is time to step out of the daily grind, start designing the systems, and let the AI do the rest.